We had one more piece we wanted to add to the show last minute because our friends over at The Lever broke a really big story that actually has now been picked up this morning by the New York Times. This regards to that Fox News settlement with Dominion Voting Systems, which I should say we sort of predicted it was going to ultimately happen because there was no way Fox was going to allow like their entire primetime lineup to have to go and, you know, sit under oath and testify about whatever the hell was going on during the Stop the Steal era. So this settlement, $787 million, sounds like a lot, right? Well, maybe not so much. Why? Because they are able to take a tax deduction on a significant amount of this payout. And that's the piece that The Lever uncovered. Kudos to them. Our great partners put this up on the screen. So they say Fox can claim tax write-off for defamation settlement. The company says it can deduct the cost of its $787 million payment to Dominion over its election lies. Let me read you a little bit of the details here that they uncovered. Fox's massive settlement with private equity-backed voting machine company Dominion Voting Systems didn't just spare the conservative news organization from a lengthy public defamation trial or a full public reckoning for its election lies. It could also mean a tax break as large as $213 million. On Tuesday, Fox News and their parent company agreed to that defamation settlement as the largest known defamation payment in U.S. history. So again, you're going like, oh my God, it's a lot, it's significant, it's going to deter them from doing the same thing all over again. However, thanks to an arcane line in the tax code, Fox can deduct that settlement payment from its income taxes, according to a company spokesperson and tax experts consulted by The Lever. That's because federal law allows taxpayers to write off many legal costs, providing that they are ordinary and necessary business expenses. The IRS has repeatedly affirmed that for major corporations, paying out settlements is just part of the cost of doing business. And that's how they all look at this stuff. I mean, whether it's this, whether it's Big Pharma, not to mention, Fox may also have insurance that covers a significant part of this. So not only are they able to do a tax write-off over this, it's like the U.S. taxpayers sort of like footing the bill for their own impropriety during the election, but also they may have insurance that covers a lot of this. So what does this ultimately amount to them? Probably not that much. And
while they wouldn't be able to write off the part that's from insurance, they would then be able to deduct any increase in your premium that you would have from. Now, I want people to think about when you do something that's not even your fault. This actually happened to me. My fiance was in the Jeep that I had, and it was T-boned. Now the person was clearly at fault, but you know she disputed it. The insurance company, you know, whatever, no contact. So my premiums went up. Like, and it's not even my fault. And like, do I get to pay? Like, or do I get to write off the increase of that premium? No. And that's when you're not even at fault. And let's say you know you do something stupid and you know you ding somebody or back into somebody, etc. And you then have an increase in your premium. Do you get to write off that? Like, no. Why do these corporations get multi-billion-dollar write-offs and all this stuff when average people who may even have an insurance premium go up through zero fault of their own don't get to do anything? Yeah. That's completely ridiculous.
Yeah. Also, the fact that the corporation, putting aside this like Fox situation, but the corporation, the corporate entity always absorbs all the blows. And there's like very little, almost never is there any personal accountability for executives, like, for example, in the 2008 financial crash. For the executives who were making the decisions behind the scenes, they just skate scot-free. The corporate insurance handles it. They write off, it's a big tax deduction. And then next time around, you know, this was successful for their business ultimately. They kept their audience. They sort of pushed off the Newsmax and One American News threat. You don't think they're going to do the same exact calculus all over again? Based on this math, it seems like it's working out for them. And the other indicator that the New York Times, which cites The Lever's reporting, I mean, again, kudos to The Lever because you got all these giant news outlets. None of them pursued this angle of the story, which is incredibly important for understanding how this all unfolded and what it will mean for Fox News and other media organizations going forward. So they cite their reporting here. But they also note that, you know, Fox's stock has barely budged since the deal was announced on Tuesday. So their shareholders don't think this is a problem, this historic $787 million defamation settlement. Their shareholders are shrugging this off as no big deal. Again, just cost of doing business. So quite extraordinary, quite revealing of exactly who our society set up to benefit, who basically can get away with anything, with any sort of behavior, and pay literally no cost here.
Right. Well said, Krystal. Very well said. And funny, kudos to the lever for exposing this. What a BS, system.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just look at it, it just makes me so angry, to think about. I'm like, I get to write. Imagine if you could write off increasing your premiums.
Oh,
think about that. Imagine if you could do that.
Like Purdue Farm, all these
so
pharma companies that
people.
know that they're injuring people, know that people are getting addicted, whatever. But again, they just see it as like, well, we're gonna, we'll have the profits on this side. We'll be able to write off any settlements we have to come to with the families or with the governments or whoever. So, the cost of doing business, I guess, is worth it. Or the banks. I could go on and on.
Yeah, BS, man.
Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Saagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.